Hey guys, Eric here. This was fresh in my mind, and I didn't want to forget it. It's been a while since I've released INFJ videos. A lot has been going on in my life. I won't get into the details, but I will simply say that I have had other priorities, and I have not had any bursts of inspiration as to what to talk about in these INFJ skits. So let me continue into the topic of today. This is for INFJs and non-INFJs alike. It hit me while I was driving just now, and I didn't want to miss the opportunity. So I am going to explain this a little bit. If you haven't already watched my previous videos, it would be a good idea to do so for two reasons. One, because there's lots of good info in there, and did I say one or two? Two reasons. One, because there's lots of good info, and two, because there's over 5 hours worth, I think, of content. And if you don't want to fall behind, you better just catch up now. Of course, I understand not everybody has the time. But in my previous videos, I talk about the nature of an INFJ and how we are so sensitive, emotionally, mentally, cognitively, and physically to all sorts of stimuli. Now, I'm going to be directly talking about words in this video, and it's likely not going to go the way you're thinking it's going to go. I'm not talking about words people use to hurt us. Watch what you say around an INFJ. No, none of that. You can find plenty of other info on that in my other videos. This video, I'm going to be talking about sensory words and how to be careful with an INFJ, because we react to these words as an HSP in ways that normal people do not. Words to an INFJ spark a stimulating response. Saying ow to an INFJ will likely trigger the feeling or anxiety of pain. Not because we're hurt, but because our brain will simulate on a heightened level any stimuli that we receive, including imaginative stimuli. Words like meow for an INFJ might suddenly spark and I want to be careful how I say this, and I'll definitely make a video. I'm going to be making 4 more signs an INFJ is crushing on you soon. That was my highest viewed video and my most liked video, which is really, really odd, but I'll do it anyways later on. So, saying a word like meow, if an INFJ likes cats, might suddenly fill them with an emotional response in the middle of your conversation of affection or allure. If you were in the middle of a conversation and use describing words, adjectives, this is the center of my topic today. Be very careful when you are talking to an INFJ to ever use strong sensory adjectives like repulsive. And I'm sorry, INFJs, just be careful. I want to warn you now. There's going to be a lot of words coming up. If you have to pause the video and come back later, that's fine. If you have to skip past these words, I understand. Even I'm not going to like saying them, but I want to for the sake of teaching. Using words like yucky or repulsive, negative connotations, things like abominable. These all affect an INFJ. You have words like freaking. Shut up, dude. I was turning left. Using words like freakish. I could think of a couple of others. Depressing. Okay? All of these words make an INFJ feel what you say. You want to destroy your relationship or put up social boundaries in your relationship with an INFJ, just use a few negative adjectives, negatively connoting, you know what I mean. All you have to do is say a couple, and an INFJ will immediately start feeling those things, or they will feel linked emotions to these things. It is not healthy, it is not good, it is not, shouldn't say it's not normal. For most people, it's not normal. You don't have to think about this, because when you're having a conversation with somebody, it doesn't cross your mind. When you're talking to an INFJ, it needs to cross your mind. If you have a relationship with an INFJ, whether you're friends, acquaintances, co-workers, or even if you're dating one, you have got to be careful with this. And most INFJs are not articulate enough to tell you these things, because most INFJs communicate better by writing their thoughts down. I am not one of them. For me, writing my thoughts down expounds upon them, but I already have them in my mind. I can tell you these things because I spend so much time self-reflection and thinking that I have learned, taught myself and learned over the course of years to talk my thoughts out, which is, I understand, not the norm, and it takes time, and it takes practice and years of practice, which I have had. What I'm trying to say is this. Most INFJs write their thoughts out. They do not tell you to your face. They do not openly express themselves to you because it is difficult for us to do that. NI is very complex. Intuition is so complex. Telling you what we're thinking, or rather what we're feeling, because most of the time our intuition starts with feelings. It starts with a gut feeling. It starts with I'm not sure why, I'm just angry right now. And then we dissect it and later come to the understanding of why. That's intuition. But for an INFJ that's not trained to dissect that intuition like this with their TI, it's not normal. I'm a TI dominant INFJ, meaning I choose not to actively engage my FE, and a lot of times it offends people. But I mean, hey, it helps people. Look, I'm able to help you guys in the same way, and it helps me to get clarity about myself and others. So if you know an INFJ, if you are an INFJ, careful not to, you might not even realize it's happening, again, because it starts with a feeling, and then later on most INFJs understand why they were feeling that way. Don't use these words in your conversations. Don't use these words when you're writing. Figure out a different way to express your thoughts. If you have to write it down, don't use negative adjectives. Use explanations or analogies or similes. Saying it's kind of like I am a bird trapped in a cage. All right, use that to describe those negative adjectives. And this is healthy for you INFJs out there. It's a good coping mechanism as well. I'm not saying that you can't be honest with how you're feeling. I am saying focusing on rather than reflecting on these feelings will be bad for your emotional health and sometimes your mental health. But as an HSP INFJs, you will emulate strong sensory words. Joyful. Probably makes you a little bit giddy on the inside. Ecstatic, excited. All of these words can spark and sap an INFJ's energy. It really can. It can drain us very quickly. That's why some conversations exhaust you quicker than others. It's not that there's anything wrong with you that day or something you're missing. Sometimes it's just the words that you're using or that you're listening to that other people are using. That's why high energy people drain us quicker than more mellow tone like this. My videos are usually pretty high strung because I'm a fairly high strung person, but whenever I talk like this, it's a lot more soothing. It's a lot more relaxing, and you can probably sit and listen to me talk for a longer period of time. And I understand this, and I'm sorry because it's a habit. I don't oftentimes talk like this. I'll try to make it happen in my future videos, guys. But understand that you INFJs using such strong words, even the word strong, can be exhausting. It's probably just a little bit overwhelming just hearing me talk about this. So I am sorry, you INFJs, that this video may or may not have exhausted you, but I'm going to end it here because I've pretty much said all I need to, and I don't want to drain your energy. So thank you all for watching, and I hope this has helped you. You don't have to like or comment. Don't worry about me or my channel. It'll be okay. But if you want to, feel free to drop a comment. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to like. And I hope to see you all next time. Also, please feel free to make any video requests in the comments below or share your thoughts. You're all beautiful, and keep on loving everyone everywhere. Have a great day, guys.